Howdy, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here. So I've mentioned this a couple times, but I'm starting to think I might be more into it. If this video can get 20 likes, I will start incorporating either super hot sauce or a chip challenge or something like that into the next video and the videos thereafter. So I know it's a low bar, but I mean, hey, let's be real. That's still a fledgling channel. Anyway, as far as today's topic, I know the cost of war is the greatest sacrifice that humanity can endure and the worst atrocity that humans can inflict on each other. That's the true cost. But I'm actually just talking about the financial cost, and apparently not a lot of people are in the know about this kind of stuff. So I was watching Breaking Point News, and they had an article that they pulled up. It's actually a poll. So I'm just going to go ahead and show that real quick and let Sagar do the talking. Here we go.
Here's what they say, quote, only 15% of the American public support sending more military and financial aid to Ukraine than wealthy European countries, with twice as many people who want to send less assistance than we currently are. This, of course, comes at the same time the Biden administration wants $15 billion more for Ukraine. Furthermore, 54% of respondents said the United States should only continue to provide aid to Ukraine if the Europeans are willing to match our support. Fact check, not happening right now. Second, around half of respondents of the United States said that the U.S. should provide the same level of support for Ukraine as wealthy countries and not $1 more. Then, 57% strongly do not want direct American military intervention in the war in Ukraine. Only 14% support strongly or somewhat. They all live here in Washington, D.C. And then finally, the plurality of respondents said that Biden should make lowering or eliminating inflation his top priority. Only 2% said they believe that ensuring a defeat of Russia and Ukraine should be the president's main priority. So I love this poll because it ranks, these are tests. You ain't going to get this from Politico or from anybody else. They're like, hey, Europe spends X, America spends Y, and that's 10 times more than all of Europe combined. So,
how do you feel about that?
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
All right, so that's the main point, is not a lot of people realize how much money that America puts into the Ukraine effort versus the rest of Europe. And it seems a little not right. So the other European nations really need to be doing more to step up what they're contributing, or America needs to threaten to like back off. It's like, hey, you know what? Russia's your next door neighbor, not ours. So you're going to have more of an issue geographically than we are. So if you want to see the kind of support that Ukraine's getting to ensure that they succeed, maybe you should kick in more. And apparently 15% of the U.S. population are on board with that. In fact, 34%. Only 15% of the population is like, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's keep paying 10 times more than the other European nations. So anyway, just an interesting tidbit. As far as that kind of information relates to the channel, well, honestly, it doesn't a whole lot. The main thing I want to get at is, so with the Titus Act, that's focused on redelegating most federal government power to states' rights. In this particular instance, this is basically what the federal government, explicitly the president, will be focused on. The president's commander-in-chief of the United States Armed Forces, they need to be doing all the decisions and international diplomacy. I don't think I've ever really harped in on this, but yeah, so basically this frees up the president and their cabinet to be able to focus on, hey, what's going on with Russia, what's going on with these other countries, and make sure our relations are really good with them. So it's, instead of being an afterthought, it's something that we can put more forward thinking into, because we can dedicate more time and effort and resources into those kind of things. So that's how it's relevant, but as far as like solving a problem, that's not really a problem that needs to be solved. Yeah, my plan would say that our people would focus more on this kind of stuff. Now, personally, from my own perspective, regardless of how you feel about Joe Biden, I thought, did a pretty good job speaking at the UN meeting, where he's basically talking directly to the Russian diplomats right after Russia threatened to start using nuclear bombs on the rest of Western civilization, unless if basically there was less interference with Ukraine. And also Putin was going to start doing a draft for drafting 300,000 more soldiers. So it doesn't look good for, I mean, the optics of everything does not look good for the Putin regime right now. And as far as America is concerned, I mean, I think ultimately what we're doing is right. I probably fall among the 15% of like, hey, this seems to be working. Granted, Zelensky probably, the president of Ukraine, he probably had this entire tactic in mind of like, hey, we're receiving all this aid, so we need to do some kind of push to make it look like it's paying off. That I think helped. I would have absolutely been in the 34% saying like we need to dramatically reduce this had it not been for that recent victory where Ukraine took back the northern region of Ukraine and are starting to really dig in and hold into the position. So fun fact, if you didn't know that, that's a quick little news update. Also, as we're heading into winter, fighting basically East European wars in the wintertime has been historically catastrophic for anyone who's going on the offense. So, yeah, so Ukraine is, if they can hold in, dig in, and hold through the winter seasons, they're going to be in a pretty good spot. So, anyway, that's all I've got. I definitely want this one to be a quick one because I have a lot of stuff to do, but also don't want to drag on too long. So if you really like this video, please leave a comment, give a like. If you disliked it, well, let me know in the comments as well. So also in the comments, if you want to let me know where you fall, if you fall in the 15%, 34%, or just kind of somewhere else where we don't really need to dramatically reduce, but maybe just a little bit, or just say, hey Europe, like kick in your fair share. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. So leave a comment below, let me know. And as for now, appreciate you tuning in. And as always,